Hello friends, it's Julie, and today we're going to work with this journal that we used in the Daphne's Diary Flashback, and we're going to make something out of it. I've done a few videos on how to make journals in Daphne's Diary, and I wanted to try something different this time. I've been paging through here thinking, what do I want to make? And one of the issues with making a cover out of the cover for your journal is sometimes the pretty stuff that you want is on the left side, but when you fold it in half you end up with the right side. So that's kind of what I come across. So, but you know, or what if you want the center part? That's part of it, the issue. Sometimes it comes out just fine. So I'm going to start by taking this apart, and we're going to pick out what is going to be our cover image. We also have these wonderful circles, but I think I'm not going to do that. I'm just making it flip to the hard pages. I think that's all. So we get to choose here, here, there, or there. And I bumped the camera. All right, so I don't have a certain size in mind, but I know I don't want this tag part on. So I'm going to cut that off. And we're just going to work it down until we have the size that I want. And I don't want this top, so I know that will be gone. So also don't really want Daphne's Diary on the front. I want it just to be my diary. And one thing I want to do is make this, well, I guess it doesn't have to be square. Never mind. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then we just need to make a back. And then we have one of these. This would actually make a nice cover too. I liked that, but it's not tall enough. I don't think this is supposed to be in here, but oh well. This is Christmassy. But actually it would make a nice back though. So we're going to do that. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just stick with this. This is how things go sometimes. You know, because it has the pancakes on the front, it's kind of fun to have the empty plate on the back. Yeah, I like that. Part of the empty plate. That's what we'll do. Okay, we have our front cover and our back cover. Okay, now we just need to find pages that we want. I do remember that these back pages had some pretty things on it. So we're going to take those out. I just got a low blood sugar alert, so never mind, I have to get some sugar in me. Okay, sorry about that interlude. Let's just hope I don't spill it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a Concertina style junk journal. It's basically an accordion style junk journal. And what I need to do is have paper that will fit this size. I'm just going to be tearing, using my ruler, because there's a lot of people when they start junk journaling, they ask, what do I need to get to journal to do this? And let's see here if I can do straight. I don't know. It doesn't really matter though. My answer is always glue, maybe something to cut with, and YouTube. Because that's, with all of that, only that, you can really make a lot of stuff. And something to cut with, like, see what I mean, is just optional. Actually, I think that should be fine. Okay, so what I will be doing is gluing this in and folding it. I think I'll make it slightly smaller than the cover. I don't know. Do I need to make it slightly smaller? I don't know. Like that. And then we're just going to go back and forth with it. I could use these strips as next to it, like that, to keep that going. Why don't we do that? Because they have the pink, continual pink. Oh, I'm casting shadows if I do that. Okay. And you'll see what I mean as we go. So I'm just going to apply a little glue on the edge here. I saw somebody do this with a glue stick, and you could certainly do a glue stick too. I just prefer this glue. Glue sticks for me have come apart eventually. So the tip is to buy the best glue you can afford, because that is going to give you the best bang for your buck eventually. Okay, so there we go. We don't need the cover anymore. I'll put them aside so I don't lose them. And we're just going to keep going back and forth. And so at this part, I'm going to fold it back like that. And I'm going to save the next paper for another spot, because we have a nice thing here, and let's do something that has a little more to it. How about this page? So really you don't need anything to cut with here. This is pretty because we are going to take care of it all just by tearing. And approximately this tall. And even if it's not like the right height, it's okay if I get off a little bit. And I don't want this edge. So this is a great way for a beginner to start doing junk journals. Oh, this actually turns out really good, so I'm going to connect it there. Because you just need some glue, maybe a magazine. You can do this with any kind of paper, book pages, whatever. I'm going to line that up first and then fold it over. Okay, and then this gets folded back like that. And I'll try to be as even as possible. See, I'm not perfect here, but that's okay. All right, so we got, so far, our book, that. Okay, let's look for something else. What's next? Ooh, this is pretty. Let's do that. You might ask, what do you do with one of these journals? It's a very good question. So you can do anything you want, basically, is the answer. Oh, I want to tear that off. So one thing you can, if you have a lot of images like this, you can take some other papers later and put on top to make it so that you have writing space. If you want to make it into a writing one, you could make this into art. If you have some gesso, do that. All kinds of ideas. Let's see, do I want it to go over like this or under? Like that. I like the torn edge look, and I think I'll just overlap it quite a bit here. And I just want to make sure that I have lined it up correctly with the rest of this. There we go. Okay. There you go. Like that. Okay. don't know if that quite goes. I've got all the pages that I like in here. So then I just have to attach the covers. And it has turned out that I've gotten a little bit bigger than the cover was, which can happen. As I was going along, you saw I was measuring to make sure things were aligned. The folds sometimes got a little over or under. Some of the edges are not all even, but that's okay. And I'm okay with this not being straight either. It's just part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the covers on. Now I could go and reinforce this with another piece, but I am okay with it just the way it is. And I want the cover to just be on the edge on the left, because when I open it up I don't want it to get in the way of the hinges, the folds. So that is the front, and then the back. And the back, I only have this to attach it to, which is all right. Where did I put the back? Because, will that be okay? Let me see. Do I need to? No, it'll be fine. Okay. And again, I want to align this on this edge so it doesn't interfere. And then see if I can get it as close as I can to the front cover. So I have to move it down. This is why using wet glue is my preference, because you can still move it around when it's wet. There. Okay, so let's take a flip through and see what it looks like. Plus, as you flip through, I can get rid of any glue spots. There's some glue. And I didn't finish about what do you do with it. This. You can do with it anything that you would do with a junk journal. The nice thing about these is they fold flat. One thing you don't want to do is fill it with too much bumpy ephemera. Although that could be interesting. I guess there's no enough, don't do this. But if you wanted to keep it so it folds flat, then you want to not fill it with stuff that's too bumpy. I was trying to keep the covers together. Really wanted to include this in here, but the color scheme just didn't work with what I had in. That, and then that. I think I might finish this off because it went over here with something on the edge. I don't know, what do you think? Let's do that. I'm just going to glue this piece on. Okay, so this is like a really easy way to start a junk journal, or just to knock one out and get rid of some paper that you really like and you don't want to cut it down too much. You can make this any size you like. It's a way to be able to use the whole page and not just part of it. Okay, there we go. And it's very patchy, very eclectic. I like that. So then it looks like the end of the book there. Okay, now let's look like on the other side. Now these can also be called eternity books, I think they're called. Can you just flip it and it keeps going? Just want to make sure it looks okay on the other side. There, it works. Another thing you could do is if you wanted to bind it, you could bind it in the back here. You could stitch it, you could glue it, whatever, and then all you would have is like his pages on this side, and it would just be a book, and not have the other side. Okay, now what are we going to do with it? I want to embellish it a little bit because this is kind of a plain front. Okay, when I talked about binding it, here's another way you could bind it. You could bind it with fabric or lace. If I wanted to, I could put this down here and just, or with a piece of paper, and just glue it like that, and the book is bound. Actually, I kind of like that. I wonder if I should do that. And I would need to do a little loosely. So I think I like this idea. Makes it a little fancy. And I got this lace from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance. So you don't have to spend a lot. You could use all kinds of things, though, like I said. Okay, we're going to do that. Make it a little nice, fancier. There's nice big thing, white spots on here, dense spots to glue. We want to go like this, like that. And then loosely, I'm just doing it loosely, I'm not tightening it because I, might put stuff in there. Lay that on there, and just make sure that I can flip it. Yeah, that's good. So you can see I left a gap in the middle. You can even see, maybe can see through the sheer stuff. So that is one easy way to bind it. No sewing required, just glue. And this can be done with paper, with fabric. Just rip up an old sheet or pillowcase or an old piece of clothes. Anything you want, lace, whatever. It's just easy. And then we just have a one-sided book, like that. Things will still fold flat. I can still fold it a little bit, but yeah. And it can come out like this. If I wanted it to not do that, I could glue these together. It's also easy to make pockets because of that double one. I like that. Okay, but I feel like it needs a little bit more. I have this from the box, and this would make an interesting edge, I think. It's silvery white. I think I'm going to do that. So, ooh, look at that. Things are flying. Okay, I think this way. And I'm just going to trim it a little bit. And it's going to go on like that. So, where did that curly Q go? Here it is. Huh, I'm liking it. We really fancied it up that way. Now we gotta make sure it's not glued to the next page. good. I like for just spur of the moment. Okay. Good. But then the back, I'm going to do the same. Oh, this is actually more fancy. I should have done this on the front. Oh well. Too late now. Go. All right, there you have it. We have made a little concertina or accordion. I think concertina sounds more fancy. Journal, and that was that easy and quick. We didn't need to sew. All we really need was glue. I didn't need the scissors, but you could use the scissors. I could have just torn it off. So yeah, it'll be fun. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm actually going to use it as either an art or collage journal. It's because there's not a lot of writing space in it. I already have journals to write in. So I'm probably going to just do collages and maybe put some gesso on it. Gesso, whatever. Maybe you do some things like that. Or a glue book. That would be good too. So that was fun to make. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you're going to make one too. It's a few days later and I have kind of expanded on this idea and I decided to keep going and make some more books with the magazine. So I made this one. It's a smaller size because that's the size of the paper that I had left. I'm using more of the sturdy paper that's in there. And if you remember these little round things, I made these. I love this one. I love the roundness of them. It makes the images so cute. I don't know, quaint, or I don't know, just more intimate or something. So I have one of these, and then this was, yeah, I just love this one. So more of that. This one with the larger teacups. So I tried to color coordinate it with the theme with the thing on the front. Like this was more orangey. So, and then I went and I had a little leftover. So it got a little smaller. Did this one. And I put a little bit pockets in the front. And then, wait, there's more. There was this. This one I bound with one of the stickers. So that just really quick and easy. Little one. Another little one. Like that. And again, this one I just used one piece. And that's how I kind of bound that one. But still you can pull them all up. Sorry, that was my heater that kicked on. We had snow this morning. This one's one of my favorites because I bound it with putting a piece of lace. I just laid it here and it came out here, and that keeps it together, and it just makes it such a fun little book. Upside down, I think, or is it? I don't know. And then this one, just a simple small one. What happened to it? Oh, there it is. Some leftovers. And finally, I started to experiment, and I made this, bound with a sticker, and I actually am going to do a video about this one, because look at that. Isn't that fun? I don't think I've seen somebody make this before, so let me know if you have. But it reminds me of those notes I used to pass in class. After all this, what I have left of the magazine, besides small little scrappy scraps, is just this. Oops. And it's not very much. I think I did pretty good about reusing stuff. I just ran out of the sturdy paper to make more journals. Otherwise I kept going. This stuff will go in my Daphne's Diary folder, and I've got a bunch of the leftovers from other magazines. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next page. Goodbye.